We will use a core data services view, retrieving the open invoices of business partners in this demo. The data source of this CDS view consists of inner joins of different database tables. The select list contains various elements with two of them marked as key columns, and a where condition closes the view definition. Let's go to our demo report. We will start with a very simple one-liner to display the content of a DDIC view or table with the ALV on HANA control in full screen mode. When using the classical ALV, an internal table with the selected data has to be transferred to the factory method. With ALV on HANA, only the name of the view is bound to the ALV control. Let's activate and run the report. The ALV on HANA control is displayed in a full screen grid. You can see a title area and below the toolbar with standard functions such as sorting, grouping, aggregate functions, and Excel export. When browsing through the data, the ALV on HANA control sends a query to the database to get the data to be displayed. This is the database paging. Key columns have a special formatting. They have a specific background color and are fixed. End user can personalize the list layout by hiding and resizing columns or changing their position. Data-centric operations such as aggregations, filtering, sorting, and grouping are pushed down to the database. This means that end users do not have to struggle with truncated lists, since all these operations are always performed on the whole selected data in the database. For example, sorting and not finding the entry you expected, or aggregating and getting questionable results. It is also important to know that the sorting on the database is a binary sort and not a lexical one as on the ABAP tables. Let's go back to our demo report and see how to use the different ALV on HANA features. I have prepared some ABAP code templates for this purpose. First, I will insert a skeleton for the rest of the demo. We can see the decoration of our ALV on HANA control object, its instantiation and binding to the CDS view, then placeholder for the different steps to be shown in this demo, and at the end, the ALV on HANA grid control is displayed in full screen mode. Let's start with the handling of select options. We are defining a selection criterion for the business partner ID. A helper class is needed to collect the range tables. The returned collection is then bound to the ALV on HANA control. Only one range table is used in this example, but it could have been more. Complex conditions can also be created. In the next step, we are specifying the relevant table columns for our business scenario. What we are doing is first getting the list of fields using the field catalog interface, then removing the irrelevant column names. In this example, GUIDs are technical fields and should not be displayed. And then updating the field catalogs with the modified field list. You have surely noticed that I'm using the new concise ABAP syntax, which allows inline data declaration. But of course, the old ABAP syntax is still working. Note that only the visibility of fields from the field catalog can be dynamically changed using the default layout interface. The field catalog interface also provides the possibility to change the header and tooltips of columns, and also to deactivate some of the standard functions for individual columns. We can specify a new title and activate the alternating row pattern using the display option interface. We can now activate and run the report. Let's select a range of business partners on the selection screen and execute the report. We can see the new title. The grid columns are no longer displayed. We can no longer aggregate the values of column gross amount because aggregations have been disabled on this column. But of course, aggregations still work on other columns such as net amount where they have not been disabled. The column web address now have a new header text and a new tooltip text, and we can see that several context menu functions have been disabled on this column. The table-like row patterns is active. Let's group the selected data by the business partner ID so we can see the constraints of the selection criteria. In the next step, we will tackle the initial grouping of the list, which represents a possibility to get rid of selection screens as starting point of an application. Back in the demo report, we passed the initial grouping and sorting information using the default layout interface. I'm using the newly introduced value operator value to create tables entry inline. Having done that, we can comment the selection screen definition. The initial aggregation of fields can also be specified if required. We can deactivate some of the ALV standard functions using the standard functions interface. This is typically done for business authorization reasons and means that these functions are removed from the standard toolbar and also from columns context menu. The visibility of the active standard functions in the toolbar can be specified using the toolbar interface. In this example, we cannot change the visibility of aggregation functions because they have previously been set to inactive. Let's now add application-specific logic to our ALV control by enhancing the toolbar with a custom button using the toolbar interface. A function code for this new button is required. The logic behind the button is to display the details information of a selected row. We activate the single selection mode of the list and need to register an appropriate event handler to the toolbar instance. Let's implement the event handler in a local class. The static method toolbar function selected is declared as event handler for the toolbar event function selected. The handling of the custom function code is implemented. The logic can be as complex as required. Last but not least, the event handler is registered to our toolbar instance in a form routine, which is called in the demo report. Let's run again the report. Our starting point is now an initially grouped and sorted list. The inactive and invisible standard functions are no longer appearing in the toolbar. Inactive functions are also removed from the column context menus. We can now select a single row and show its detailed information by clicking on the New Detailed Toolbar button. In the last step of this demo, we will tackle the authorization checks. In the context of the classical ALV, such checks are performed in a loop over the internal table containing the selected data. With ALV on HANA, we only pass the authority instruction to the ALV interface. Let's activate and run the report. As we can see, only the authorized data are now displayed in the list. This is the end of the demo.